Right, interstitial cystitis, let's talk about it. Hiya YouTube, so this is my second very amateur video for the very small audience that I'm anticipating might eventually find this, but find it very useful. This video is going to be more generally about chronic pain and how to cope with it. It applies to more than just interstitial cystitis. So I thought I'd put together 5 tips for what to do when you feel in pain and when you're in pain now, because sometimes, well, always, when you're in pain right in that moment, it's kind of frantic, you don't know what to do, and sometimes I found that even just having a list of things that you can do that will help or be beneficial in some way that helps in itself, even if the things don't directly improve how you're feeling. Obviously there's no magic cure, you can't just make your pain go away right away, so this isn't going to be anything out there or magical. There's no magic wand to take your pain away. If there was, then none of us would be here. I wouldn't be sitting here making this video, but hey. But we can do things that might help or give us some direction when we're feeling that frustrated in ourselves. So number 1 is just to make yourself comfortable, be kind to yourself. So if you want to sit there and drink a load of water, I find sometimes that although that means that I'm having to wee more, it's less painful. So if drinking tea helps you, then do that. If it doesn't, don't. Make yourself comfortable. Just wear some comfortable clothes. Be kind to yourself. If you've got any medication, just take it. That's what it's there for. And make an exception and acknowledge that yes, it is worth it. It is worth taking your pain medication now, even though you've only got a limited supply or whatever. When you are feeling bad, you're allowed to feel bad and you're allowed to address it. Number 2 is tell somebody, tell someone, anyone. I think sometimes when we feel like we're really in pain and really, really ill, we feel like we're more of a burden to other people. But if you don't tell them, then they don't know. So just let them know so that they know what's going on and so they can work out how to make exceptions. If you've got any plans, just tell whoever it is that you've got plans with. You can't force yourself to go through with something. So if you need to cancel plans, just cancel them. That's fine. There are some fantastic support groups on Facebook that I'm part of, and even if you just tell them, it helps just a little bit knowing that you're acknowledging your pain by telling them and they're acknowledging it by listening, and that what you're experiencing is real. And sometimes with pain you can feel really trapped inside your own head, and just letting somebody know and being heard really can help psychologically in that moment. Number 3, distract yourself. Distraction is the best painkiller. If you've got Netflix, I'm sure you've come up with this one already. I actually heard of a lady who has interstitial cystitis who installed a TV onto the wall of her bathroom, which I think is a brilliant idea. I always take my laptop in with me just in case. And I've binge watched so many series, just being on the toilet, or if you do have some work to do or a book to read, do that, because when you take your mind off it, then the time goes quicker, and obviously the more time goes, the more likely it is that your pain is going to go down at some point and it's going to become more bearable. Number 4 is make a record. You can buy on Amazon, you can buy like special pain diaries for recording when you have your pain, and I just use this Harry Potter notebook just to like record when you've had pain, and maybe like if you've eaten anything strange or I don't know, done anything unusual that might be linked to it. It's also worth noting that down as well, because then when you go and see your doctor, you can take your pain diary along, and you can say exactly when it is that you have had pain, and they can do something with that information. So although that's not going to help your pain right then in the moment, it is something for you to do that's going to be productive, which I find psychologically makes me feel better. Tip number 5 is for when the pain gets so bad that you can't distract yourself. I've found that I have watched entire films and just not been able to concentrate them at all, because when the pain is just so intense, it demands your attention and it cannot be put to one side. That you kind of just need to sit with it and remind yourself that it will pass if your pain fluctuates, as I think most people living with chronic pain do say that there's some fluctuation. There are times when it's easier. Often it's quite difficult in the nighttime because it's harder to distract yourself when everybody else is asleep. But the time that you're in right now, that will pass. And right now it's just about waiting it out. I find that sometimes music's really helpful in this situation, like some nice relaxing piano music, preferably. I prefer things that are a bit sad because that matches how I'm feeling a little bit more. So yeah, just I find that is the only thing that it doesn't help you with your... I don't want to say that it helps you with your pain. It doesn't help me with my pain at all. It just makes it bearable and is just about the best thing that you can do in that time, just to get yourself through the hours that it's going to be at its worst, or the days. It's just about getting through that until you reach the other side of that particularly bad flare. And like I said, no magic wand, but it's about doing your best. Okay, so I think that's everything that I wanted to say. Let me know if you've got any good strategies for coping with your pain, lessening your pain, because I want to know them so I can try them, or if you've got any other ways that you use to make pain more bearable when you just can't ease it in any way. So thank you for watching, and I don't know if I'll post again. I would kind of like to casually sort of keep adding, but I'm currently doing my final year at university, so time is precious. So I'm not doing as many as I would like, but that'll all be over in about 8 weeks, so maybe I'll see you then. Bye guys.